Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today we're doing a deep dive into some tried and true strategies for building wealth.
Okay.
Our main source material is 10 Habits for Building Wealth.
Right.
Now, this is presented like a podcast episode.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna go deeper. We're gonna unpack the why and the how.
Yeah.
And maybe even uncover some surprises along the way. So get ready for some real actionable insights that can totally change your financial game for the better.
It's interesting. The source covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
But I think what really stood out to me is the emphasis on mindset.
Oh, interesting.
It's about aligning your mindset with action. It's one thing to know what to do.
Right.
But it's another to actually cultivate the beliefs and behaviors.
Yeah.
To actually make those actions stick.
I love that. So it's like having the financial GPS,
right,
but also having the motivation to actually follow the directions.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of directions,
yeah,
the first habit is pay yourself first. Right.
Now, this sounds pretty basic, but the source argues that this is like the cornerstone.
It is.
Of wealth building.
It is.
So is this just about setting aside some cash? Or is there more to it?
It's definitely more than just like throwing your money in a piggy bank.
Okay.
It's about really automating that saving process. Ideally, 20% of your income right off the top.
20%?
Yeah. Think of it like paying a mandatory bill, but the payee is your future self.
Ooh, that's good. I liked it.
And this shifts your whole mindset from spending what's left over to, no, saving is a non-negotiable priority.
I like that. Treat your future self as like your most important creditor.
Absolutely.
But let's be real. For some people, even saving a small amount can be tough.
Sure.
How does this even work if you're, living paycheck to paycheck?
That's where you have to dig into your spending habits and identify those areas where you can cut back.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's brewing your own coffee instead of hitting that expensive cafe every day.
Or finding more creative ways to enjoy entertainment.
Yeah.
Without breaking the bank. And, the source really emphasizes that even those small amounts saved consistently can add up over time.
Right.
Especially when combined with our next habit.
Oh, okay. So, which is, drumroll please.
Invest early and consistently.
Oh.
Which harnesses the incredible power of compound interest.
Yes, the magic of compound interest.
Exactly. The source gives this great example of investing just $300 per month.
Okay.
With a 10% average annual return.
Okay.
You know what that turns into? Over 40 years.
What?
Over $1 million.
$1 million. That's amazing.
It is.
But wait, 10% return? I mean, is that realistic?
Well,
and doesn't investing always involve some risk?
Of course it does. And that's where you need to understand your risk tolerance and you need to diversify your investment portfolio.
Okay.
You've got stocks, index funds, real estate.
Right.
They all carry varying levels of risk and potential return. The key is to educate yourself. Maybe consult with a financial advisor.
Yeah.
To create a strategy that aligns with your goals and risk appetite.
Right. So this isn't about gambling. It's about calculated long-term growth.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've paid ourselves first, and now we're putting that money to work in smart investments.
Right.
But what about that urge to splurge once that income starts growing?
Yeah.
I mean, is resisting lifestyle inflation really as crucial as the source claims it is?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
And the source really drives this point home with examples like Warren Buffett.
Oh, okay.
Who still lives in that modest home he bought decades ago.
Wow.
And Mark Zuckerberg, who opts for practical cars over flashy sports models.
Interesting. Okay.
They understand that true wealth isn't about, showing off.
Yeah.
It's about financial security. It's about the freedom to pursue your passions.
So it's more about mindful spending aligned with your values rather than trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. Now, speaking of freedom, the source throws out a pretty intriguing statistic.
Oh, yeah.
It says the average millionaire has at least 7 income streams.
Yes.
7.
It's true.
That sounds like a lot to juggle.
It can be.
So tell me more about this create multiple income streams habit.
It's not necessarily about having 7 full-time jobs.
Okay.
It's about diversifying your income sources.
Okay.
So this could be anything from side hustles like freelancing or consulting to passive income streams like rental properties or dividend-paying stocks. And of course, in today's world, creating and selling digital products like online courses or ebooks, all of that.
Yeah.
Having these multiple streams creates financial resilience because if one stream slows down, the others can keep you afloat.
Right. So it's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter.
Exactly.
And creating a system where your money works for you.
That's it.
But wouldn't managing multiple income streams be overwhelming?
It can be,
right.
Which is why prioritization is key.
Right.
And organization is key.
Yeah.
Start by exploring options that align with your existing skills and interests.
Right.
You don't have to do everything at once.
Okay.
Even one additional income stream can make a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And the source suggests focusing on building systems and processes.
Okay.
To streamline your efforts as you scale up.
So we're paying ourselves first, we're investing wisely, we're avoiding lifestyle inflation, and we're diversifying our income streams.
Right.
Phew, that's a lot to process.
I'm guessing the next habit is all about taking a well-deserved break.
Not quite. This one is all about continuous learning.
Oh, okay.
Read and learn daily. The source points out that 88% of self-made millionaires dedicate at least 30 minutes each day to reading.
Wow. Okay, 30 minutes a day?
Yeah.
What are they reading? The Financial Times?
Not necessarily. It's not just about crunching numbers.
It's about expanding your understanding of finance, mindset, and personal growth.
Yeah.
Think Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay, yeah. Classic.
By Robert Kiyosaki for financial literacy.
Yeah.
The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel.
Okay.
That's to help understand the behavioral side of finance.
Interesting.
And Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill for insights into wealth-building strategies.
Yeah.
It's about sharpening your financial intelligence.
That's really interesting. It's not just about what you earn, but also how you think about money.
Yes.
And then using that knowledge to create opportunity.
Absolutely. And speaking of opportunities, the next habit, build strong relationships, emphasizes that your network is your net worth.
Oh, so we're not just talking about like making friends here.
No.
We're talking about building a network that can support our financial goals.
Precisely. Strong relationships can open doors to partnerships, investments, and mentorship opportunities you might not otherwise find.
Yeah.
The source recommends attending industry events, joining mastermind groups, or even just reaching out to people you admire and asking for informational interviews.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, building those genuine connections with like-minded people can be so valuable.
I like that. So it's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you and push you to grow.
Absolutely.
Personally and financially.
It is.
I love that. Okay, so how do we turn these kind of lofty aspirations into concrete actions?
Well, that's where habit number 7 comes in. Set clear financial goals.
Oh, okay.
The source really highlights the difference between vague desires like, I want to be rich, and actually setting specific, measurable targets.
Yeah, so instead of wishing for a windfall, you're suggesting we actually define what rich means to us.
Yes.
And create like a roadmap to get there.
Exactly. And the source offers this great example. Instead of, I want to be rich, you try something like, I will save $50,000 in the next 3 years.
Okay.
By investing $1,400 per month. That transforms a wish into an actual concrete plan.
I can see how setting clear goals can really help you stay focused and motivated.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what about those pesky financial burdens that can hold us back?
Yeah.
You know, like debt.
Like debt, right.
Yeah.
That's where habit number 8 comes in. Avoid debt and bad spending habits. Now, the source makes a very clear distinction between using debt strategically, which is what wealthy people do, like for investments, and then getting trapped in a cycle of high-interest consumer debt.
Oh, okay. So it's not about being debt-free at all costs. Right. It's about understanding good debt versus bad debt.
Exactly.
And managing it effectively.
Yeah, and there's so many popular methods to do this.
Yeah.
The snowball method, where you focus on paying off those smallest debts first. For a quick win.
Yeah.
Or the avalanche method, where you prioritize those high-interest debts.
Right.
And minimize the overall interest paid. The key is finding the approach that works for you and sticking to it consistently.
Okay, so it's about having a plan, being disciplined, and not letting those credit card bills control your life. I'm sensing a theme here. Building wealth isn't about quick fixes or get-rich-quick schemes.
Absolutely not. And that brings us to habit number 9. Stay disciplined and patient.
Okay.
The source emphasizes that building wealth is a long game.
Right.
It takes consistent effort, smart decision-making, and the ability to ride out market fluctuations.
Right.
without making those emotional decisions.
So it sounds like this habit is all about building mental resilience.
It is.
And not getting discouraged when things don't go as planned.
Absolutely. And this links back to what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
About mindset.
Yeah.
Cultivating patience and discipline helps you stay focused on your long-term vision.
Yeah.
Even when you face those short-term temptations.
Okay, so we're being patient, we're staying disciplined.
Yes.
But surely at some point we need to...
take action. That's what habit number 10 is all about.
Take action and adapt. It's not enough to just plan and dream.
Right.
You have to actually put those plans into motion and be willing to adjust course as needed.
So it's about taking calculated risks, embracing new opportunities, and learning from both our successes and our failures.
It is.
Along the way.
Yes. And the source highlights how important it is to embrace a growth mindset, to seek continuous improvement, and be adaptable to those changing circumstances. All of that is crucial for sustained financial growth. Remember, building wealth is a dynamic process. It's not a static destination.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground with these first 10 habits.
We have.
From laying the foundation with saving and investing, to diversifying income streams, to mastering our mindset and taking consistent action, it's clear that building wealth requires a multifaceted approach.
Absolutely.
But don't worry, we've got more to uncover.
Oh, we do. There are 15 more habits waiting for us to explore. And you'll find they offer some even more nuanced insights into building not just financial wealth, but a fulfilling and meaningful life. Oh, that sounds intriguing. Stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into the 25 habits for building wealth.
Yes.
We'll be right back after a short break.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. It's amazing how these, seemingly simple habits can have such a huge impact on your finances.
It really is. I mean, we've only just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
So are you ready to dive into the next set of habits from our source material?
Let's do it.
All right. So habit number 11 is master your money mindset. This one seems like it goes beyond just like the practical tips, and it delves into, the psychology of wealth.
It totally does.
Yeah.
This habit emphasizes that you need to shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. It's about believing in your ability to create wealth and to attract financial success.
Yeah.
It's almost like rewiring your brain to see opportunities instead of limitations.
Okay, but isn't that a little bit, woo-woo? I mean, can simply changing your thoughts actually impact your financial reality?
Yeah, it's not just about wishing for wealth to magically appear.
Okay.
But, there's more and more research coming out that shows how powerful our beliefs are.
Okay.
In shaping our actions.
Right.
And ultimately our outcomes. The source material emphasizes that our subconscious beliefs about money, often formed in childhood, can actually influence our financial decisions as adults.
That's interesting.
So by becoming aware of these beliefs and actively challenging those limiting beliefs, we can create a more positive and empowering relationship with money.
So it's like identifying those self-sabotaging thoughts like, I'll never be able to afford that, or investing is too risky.
Yeah.
And replace them with more empowering beliefs.
Exactly. And it's not just about that inner work. The source also recommends surrounding yourself with positive influences and role models who, embody financial success.
So ditch the friends who are constantly complaining about money and find the ones who are actively building wealth and living that life of abundance.
Yeah, find your tribe. Find your people.
I like that. All right, habit number 12 is track your spending and net worth. Yes. It sounds a little tedious, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me it's about awareness.
It is.
And making conscious choices.
It absolutely is. But it's also about uncovering those sneaky spending leaks. Those little things that can drain your finances without you even realizing it. The source actually recommends tracking every dollar you spend for at least a month.
Oh, wow.
Just to get a clear picture of where your money's going.
Okay. I'll admit, tracking every penny does sound a little intense.
Sure.
Is there any way to make this habit a little less daunting?
Oh, yeah. There are tons of apps and budgeting tools that can automate a lot of that.
Okay.
You can link your bank accounts, credit cards, all of that.
Right.
The key is to find a system that works for you.
Okay.
And to make it a regular part of your routine.
So it's not just about scribbling numbers in a notebook. It's about leveraging technology to make tracking easier and more insightful.
Exactly. And don't forget about tracking your net worth, which is the difference between your assets and your liabilities. This gives you a snapshot of your overall financial health. It helps you measure your progress over time. Think of it as your financial report card.
I like that. All right, so we're mastering our money mindset, we're tracking our spending, and we're keeping tabs on our net worth. Now are we finally ready to ask for that raise?
I think so. Habit number 13 is negotiate everything.
Ooh, I like that.
It emphasizes that negotiation is a skill that can be learned and that most things in life are actually negotiable. Your salary, your rent,
wow,
the price of that new car you've been wanting.
So it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. But negotiation can feel so confrontational, especially if you're not naturally assertive.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah. But the source argues that negotiation isn't about being aggressive.
Okay.
It's about confidently advocating for yourself and your worth. It encourages you to do your research.
Okay.
Prepare what you're going to say.
Okay.
Practice.
Right.
All of that.
So it's about seeing negotiation as a collaboration, finding that win-win solution that benefits both parties.
Exactly. And even if you don't get everything you ask for, the act of negotiating can lead to much better outcomes.
Absolutely, yeah, than just accepting the first offer.
Exactly.
All right. I'm feeling empowered to ask for what I deserve. What about those everyday financial tasks?
Yeah.
That can feel like such a time suck.
I know. That's where habit number 14 comes in. Automate your finances.
Oh, okay.
It's all about using technology to streamline your financial life. Free up your time and energy for the more important things.
Yeah, so we're talking about setting up automatic bill payments, savings transfers.
Yes.
Even investment contributions, basically putting our finances on autopilot.
Exactly. And it really takes the guesswork out of managing your money, and it helps ensure that you're consistently saving, investing, and paying your bills on time.
So instead of scrambling to pay bills at the last minute or forgetting to invest, we're creating a system that runs smoothly in the background.
You got it. Now, this next habit might not sound quite as exciting as some of the others, but it's just as important. Habit number 15 is review your insurance policies regularly.
Insurance. That doesn't exactly scream building wealth.
Yeah, on the surface, no, not so much.
Right.
But think about it this way.
Okay.
Insurance protects your wealth from unexpected events. So the source recommends you review those policies at least once a year to make sure you have enough coverage.
Yeah.
And that your premiums are still competitive.
Okay, that makes sense. We're building wealth to create a more secure future, and that means protecting ourselves from those potential risks.
Absolutely. Life throws curveballs, and having the right insurance coverage provides that peace of mind.
Yeah.
And it can even prevent financial devastation in an emergency.
So it's about being proactive rather than reactive.
Yes.
Making sure we're adequately protected as our life circumstances change.
Yes.
Okay. What about our health? Does that factor into building wealth?
It absolutely does. Habit number 16 is invest in your health. It might seem out of place in a discussion about finances.
Right.
But the source highlights how connected they are.
Right.
Your physical health, your mental health, and your financial well-being are all connected.
Yeah. So we're not just investing in stocks and real estate, we're investing in our most valuable asset, our health.
Exactly.
Yep.
And by prioritizing healthy habits like eating nutritious food, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, managing stress effectively, all that, we're not only improving our quality of life, but we're also reducing the risk of those costly medical expenses down the road.
It's like that saying, health is wealth.
Yes.
If you're not healthy, you can't work, you can't enjoy your wealth, and you're more likely to face those unexpected medical costs.
Absolutely. Now, this next habit takes a slightly different perspective.
Okay.
Habit number 17 is give back to your community.
Give back. That sounds more like a feel-good activity than a wealth-building strategy. So how does philanthropy fit into all of this?
It's about recognizing that true wealth encompasses more than just financial abundance. It's about living a meaningful life that includes contributing to something larger than yourself.
Okay.
The source emphasizes finding a cause that you're passionate about and giving back to your community, whether it's through your time, your talents, or your resources.
So it's about aligning your financial success with your values, using your wealth to make a positive impact on the world.
It is. And, studies have shown that giving back can boost your happiness and well-being.
Really?
It's a win-win.
Wow, that's amazing. It seems like generosity creates a ripple effect that benefits not just the recipient, but the giver as well.
Okay.
Shifting gears a bit here. Habit number 18 is protect your credit score. Why is this so important for building wealth?
Well, your credit score is a numerical representation of your creditworthiness.
Right.
And it can impact so many things. Your ability to get loans.
Oh, okay.
Rent an apartment.
Wow.
Even secure certain jobs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a good credit score can save you thousands of dollars in interest over your lifetime, while a bad one can make it difficult to access those financial products and services you need.
So it's about building a solid financial reputation that opens doors to opportunities and reduces that financial stress.
Yes, exactly. The source recommends checking your credit report regularly for errors, paying your bills on time, and keeping your credit utilization low.
So it's about being responsible with credit and building that track record of financial trustworthiness.
Absolutely. Now, this next habit is all about learning from our experiences. Habit number 19 is learn from your mistakes.
This one seems like a universal life lesson that applies to finances as much as any other area of life.
It really does. The source really emphasizes the importance of adopting a growth mindset and viewing those setbacks as opportunities for learning and improvement. It's about acknowledging those financial missteps, analyzing what went wrong, and developing strategies to avoid repeating those same mistakes in the future.
So instead of beating ourselves up over past financial blunders, we're using those experiences to become more financially savvy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, habit number 20 might seem a little counterintuitive to what we've been talking about with avoiding risk.
Oh, okay.
It's take calculated risks.
Wait, so we're supposed to be cautious and risk-averse, but also willing to take risks. How do we reconcile those seemingly contradictory ideas?
It's about finding that sweet spot between playing it safe and taking those reckless gambles. Calculated risks are well-thought-out decisions where you've assessed the potential rewards and downsides, and you're prepared to handle the outcome, whatever that may be. The source points out that many successful wealth builders have taken calculated risks to achieve significant financial gains.
So it's about stepping outside of our comfort zones, embracing those opportunities with growth potential, and not letting fear paralyze us.
Exactly. And remember, not all risks pay off. But the lessons learned from those experiences can be just as valuable as the financial gains.
That's a good point. Okay, so left wing about habit number 21, embrace continuous improvement. This sounds like it's all about adopting a lifelong learning approach to personal finance.
It is. It's about recognizing that the financial landscape is always changing. We need to continuously update our knowledge and skills to stay ahead of the curve. The source suggests finding mentors, attending workshops, reading books, exploring new financial tools and technologies, all of that.
So it's about being curious, staying informed, and always looking for ways to optimize our financial strategies.
Yes, and it's about being open to new ideas and approaches. Recognizing that there's always room for improvement no matter how financially savvy you think you are.
I like that. Okay, so in a world of instant gratification, this next habit is perhaps more important than ever. Habit number 22 is be patient and persistent. This one seems especially relevant today, where we're constantly bombarded with those get-rich-quick schemes and overnight success stories.
You're so right. The source reminds us that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes consistent effort, disciplined decision-making, and the ability to stay focused on those long-term goals, even when we're faced with short-term setbacks or market fluctuations.
So it's about developing the mental fortitude to persevere through challenges, knowing that consistency and long-term thinking are key ingredients for success.
You got it. And remember, celebrate those small wins along the way. That helps you stay motivated.
Yeah, good point. Okay, speaking of celebrating, habit number 23 is celebrate your wins.
Yes.
Finally, a habit that allows us to enjoy the fruits of our labor.
It is. It's about acknowledging our financial achievements. Both big and small. Give yourself credit for the hard work and dedication you put in. It's about cultivating gratitude for the abundance in our lives and recognizing how far we've come.
So whether it's reaching a savings goal, paying off a debt, or just making progress, it's important to take time to savor those victories.
It is. Celebrating your wins boosts your motivation and your self-esteem, but it also reinforces those positive habits that we've been working so hard to develop. Now, remember our earlier discussion about the power of our social circle. Habit number 24 takes us a step further and encourages us to surround ourselves with positive influences.
So it's not just about ditching those negative friends.
Right.
It's also about actively seeking out relationships with people who inspire us.
Yes.
And support our growth.
It is. The source emphasizes surrounding ourselves with people who are financially responsible, who are success-oriented, and who align with our values.
Yeah.
This could involve seeking out mentors, joining mastermind groups, or simply spending more time with people who uplift us.
So it's about creating an environment that fosters well-being and inspires us to reach our full potential.
Exactly. Now for the grand finale. Habit number 25 is live a life of purpose.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This one really ties it all together.
I was just going to say that. This one seems to tie everything together beautifully.
It does. This final habit emphasizes that financial success is a means to an end, not the end itself. It encourages us to align our financial goals with our values and passions, use our wealth to pursue our dreams, to make a positive impact on the world, and create a legacy that extends beyond our lifetimes.
So it's not just about accumulating wealth, it's about living a life that's both financially secure and personally fulfilling.
That's it. It's about recognizing that true wealth encompasses more than just those material possessions. It's about living a life of purpose, passion, and impact.
We've explored these 25 habits, and they are so in-depth. But now it's time to go even deeper.
I agree.
Okay, so we've explored all these 25 habits, really in depth. But I'm wondering now, how do we actually apply all this wisdom to our own lives? I mean, it's almost like we've been given this giant toolbox.
It is.
But figuring out which tools to use and when can feel overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not about trying to implement all 25 habits at once.
Okay.
Think of it more as like a personalized journey.
Okay.
So what really resonates with you?
Right.
Which habits align with your current circumstances and your goals?
So it's about identifying those key habits, the ones that really spark a sense of excitement, the ones that feel like they could really make a difference in your financial life.
Exactly. And then creating a plan of action. Remember that SMART goal framework we talked about?
Oh, yeah, right.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Okay, yeah. So instead of just saying, I want to save more, we could set a SMART goal like, I will save $500 per month for the next 6 months by reducing my dining out expenses by $200 and finding, more affordable entertainment.
That's a great example. By breaking down those goals into those smaller, more manageable steps, they become less daunting and more achievable. And setting that specific time frame creates that urgency and accountability.
That's a really good point. But even with the clear plan, it's easy to get discouraged. What advice does the source offer for, staying motivated and on track?
Well, it emphasizes finding ways to make the process fun.
Oh, okay.
If it feels like a chore, it's going to be much harder to stick with it. So think about ways to maybe gamify your finances or, reward yourself for reaching those milestones.
Right. So maybe join like a financial accountability group. Or, treat yourself to something special once you hit a savings goal. Anything that injects a bit of fun and motivation into the process.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to experiment. What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
The key is to find what resonates with you and to be flexible.
Yeah. Now, throughout this whole deep dive, we've talked about mindset. How does that play into actually implementing these habits?
I mean, mindset is crucial. Building wealth isn't just about those practical steps. It's about cultivating that mindset of abundance, gratitude, possibility. It's about believing in your ability to create financial success and attract those opportunities into your life.
So instead of focusing on what we lack, we focus on what we have and what we can achieve.
Exactly. And remember, wealth is not just about money. It's about having the time and the freedom to pursue your passions, to make a positive impact, and to live a life that's truly aligned with your values.
This deep dive has been so insightful and empowering. We've explored these 25 habits, and they can, when applied consistently, they can really change our lives. Set us on that path toward greater abundance and fulfillment.
It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. Remember, building wealth is a journey, not a destination. Take it one step at a time. Be patient. Be persistent. And most importantly, never stop learning and growing.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the 25 habits for building wealth. We hope you've learned a lot and you feel inspired to take action. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge and keep growing your wealth.